Sir, recruit class 2011-1 is ready for ceremony, sir.
Take your position.
Aye, sir.
I would like to introduce our guest speaker for this evening. Colonel Garrett Randall was born and raised in Boise, graduated from Bora High School in 1960.
Has anybody in the audience heard of Zell Miller? Well, Zell Miller, as you might guess, was a Marine at one point in his life, but he also served as the governor of Georgia and as a member of the United States Senate as a senator from Georgia. But from 1953 to 1956, he was a Marine. He entered the Marine Corps at what that then later led to the many successes he achieved in life. He's written 3 or 4 books that I'm aware of, but he wrote this very small book, perhaps 15 or more years ago, titled Core Values. Everything you need to know I learned in the Marines. Came out about the same time a book that some of you may remember titled Everything I Learned to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Well, both those titles suggest that what we really need to know to be successful in life, we learned at a very young age. And he calls himself an old Marine sergeant. He talks, in this book, he talks about 7 character traits or attributes that he learned in the Marine Corps and set the tone for the rest of his life. Those 12 items are neatness, responsibility, persistence, discipline, shame, interestingly enough, brotherhood, courage, achievement, punctuality, respect, pride, and loyalty. Now, why in the world would I refer to this book when getting ready to talk to some new young Marines who are just beginning their time as a member of the Young Marine organization? I do that because this is sort of a basic pamphlet, I would call it, that each one of these folks and the folks over there are provided to begin them on their studies to become a full-fledged member of the Young Marines. One can take this particular pamphlet, small as it is, few pages as it is, and relate virtually everything in here to one of the 12 attributes that Mr. Miller discusses in this book. I made reference to the book that came out a few years ago titled Everything I Learned to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And I said, though the title of this book and the title of that book suggest that at a very young age we can learn things that will serve to guide us successfully through all the rest of our days. That for all of us, and virtually every American, if we were to study the ideas that are set forth in this booklet all by itself, and apply them to everything we do in life, we're probably going to be very successful. I'll just hit some high points out of the book. The Young Marine Obligation. From this day forward, I sincerely promise I will set an example for all other youth to follow, and I shall never do anything other that would bring disgrace or dishonor upon my God, my country and its flag, my parents, myself, or the young Marines. These I will honor and respect in a manner that will reflect credit upon them and myself. That simple creed can obviously be applied to many different situations in life, to your school, to your family, to your church, to later on in life an organization that you might work for. And clearly following this creed will serve as guides for everything that you all do. If you really dedicate yourself to understanding these things, not just learning them, but understanding them and making them part of your life, then you're going to remember them for the rest of their days, and they will guide you through life. Quitting is kind of, to put it in religious terms, a mortal sin. Once you start something and quit, what's so bad about that for each individual is that once you do that, it becomes easier to quit something else. I think you can apply that to virtually anything you do in life. So y'all are just starting out. And some of you, as you go through this first year, may feel tempted to quit. You might say, maybe this is not what I thought it was going to be, or this is too hard, or I don't like the people I'm in the unit with. There's any number of things that can come into our minds that we can use as an excuse to quit what we are doing. It's seldom the case that quitting an obligation is really the right decision. But I certainly encourage each and every one of you and the parents and other family members that are here for these young people today to encourage them to stick it out. Stick it out through the first year and then keep going. You will learn things about yourself through that process that you might not have ever thought you would learn otherwise. Don't be a quitter. Be persistent. Follow the leadership and guidance of your seniors in the Young Marine organization and the adults that are overseeing this program. We're not trying to recruit people for the Marine Corps. That's not the idea of the program. But the idea is to instill in each of you things that will will stick with you for the rest of your lives and make you a better citizen of this country of ours. So to each of you graduating here tonight, congratulations. To all of you over there who have been with the program for some period of time, congratulations.
I'd like to present you with a memento.
Thank you, Walt.
Okay. At this time, I would like to present our executive officer, Mr. Jerry Strohmeyer. Also, he is the drill master for the unit and the recruit instructor advisor. He'll explain a little bit about recruit training for young Marines.
What I've already got to say, I'm sure these people here in front of me have already heard this, probably more than once. I'd like to appreciate and tell you all, I appreciate you letting your child come in here to the program and give them the support that we've asked for. I appreciate everybody coming, and many years ago I only did this to come 1 year. The Sergeant Major, the Master Gunnery Sergeant sitting back here, he was a corporal when I started. And it was only him and myself that was doing it for many years. and it progressed. And we didn't have but 10, 12 in the unit, and it's progressed. We've had as many as 75 and as little as 12. I'd like to have you all give these people up here a good hand, because they are the ones that progressed your kids from where they were when they got here to where they are today. I'd appreciate it if you'd give them all a good warm welcome. One other thing that we haven't been doing in the past is I asked them all when we started, the one who stayed squared away, did the most work, kept on top of things, kept the motivation going, kept the rally going, and the one that myself and the first sergeant thought would be the best, we were going to give a thank you card and a $25 gift certificate. Believe me, I thought it would be an easy choice. It was not an easy choice. All of these up here did a fine job, an excellent job. They did whatever we asked them to do, and they did it well. And the choice that we had made, and the $25 gift certificate that goes to, is going to be Staff Sergeant McClure, Michael. Okay, you can go back. The first weekend that they came, you probably noticed that lost stare in their eye when they got there. And when they came home, they were probably tired when they got home. They were probably more so tired on Saturday and Sunday. And they probably thought we were making them do all the push-ups and all of that other running just to see them run. It was not. It was to progress them in their final PFT, and every one of them improved their score. Every one of them. Whether they knew it or not, they did. The second weekend, you probably started noticing a little more yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, opening doors, shutting doors, and picking up after the cell. You probably noticed the pants that they're wearing are not down around the middle of their butt. I will not allow that. I think they probably got that idea as well. We like to have them clean and well groomed. The third weekend, after they did all their studying and everything that they did a lot of studying. They did Marine Corps history, Young Marine history, military time. They did PFT, they did drill, countless hours of drill, ain't that right, Hammer?
Yes, sir.
And we named a few people a little, but they all did an excellent job.
The boys and girls who enter scouting are told from the first minute with the group that you're in the Scouts. The Sea Cadets, the Civil Air Patrol joiners, are sailors or airmen as soon as they attend a meeting. The new young Marine recruit is just called recruit, but not a young Marine, not yet, maybe never. He or she must earn the right to claim that title. The young Marine as a young Marine, and failure returns them to a civilian life without hesitation or ceremony. Why? Because they lack the will to endure the mental and emotional strain, so they could not be a young Marine. All youth move on from child to adult, but young Marine lives on. Every young Marine who ever lived is living still in the young Marines who will claim the title today. It is that sense of belonging to something that will outlive their own childhood, which gives a youth a light to live by and a flame to mark those passings. Those are young Marines. Gunnery Sergeant McClure, prepare to make recruits into young Marines.
Aye, sir. Young recruits, when I give you the command, you're going to unbutton the top button All right, your blouses. Anyone blouse your trousers. Is that understood?
Yes, sir!
Ready? Move!
Young Marine Private Caleb Hammer. How about face? What are the high PFT scores? Oops. Thank you.
My next runner.
Thank you, XO. The physical fitness test that young Marines undergo involves them learning how to and performing crunches and curl-ups that are known as sit-ups, pull-ups, flex arm hang, a shuttle run where they are timed and how long it takes them to run back and forth, picking up an object, dropping that object off at the other end and going back for another object, and a half or a full mile. Gunnery Sergeant, give the order to post.
All right, sir. How about fit? I feast. Pause. Column of files from the head.
Let's go down.
Congratulations.